Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. It's been too long since I've heard that. Absolutely love that. Need to do a quick test. Is everybody hearing me okay? I won't do this at the beginning of every video. Just had a last-minute panic in terms of internet not hooking up properly. It's been a nightmare all day, not just in here, throughout the whole house. So let me know. Can you hear me all right? And I'll wait. I can see there's already a few comments we're going to get to. There's so much for us to get into tonight, so I hope it's working all right. Let me know. First comment, and as soon as I know you can hear me, we'll jump straight into it. Come on. Who's going to be the first one? Sounds good, says Danny Boy. Thank you, pal. Right, let's get going then. So, loads gone off Blades-wise. Obviously, I've been jumping on our second channel, Jimmy Ramble, just to experiment with some different content, not necessarily Blades-related. Not everybody will be into that sort of stuff, and I understand that. We've been doing some England content over there with the Three Mardy Blades. It was a Patreon exclusive. While I'm talking about Patreon, I want to thank all the Ramblers that have joined us, and those that I understand some aren't, but we've streamlined our Patreon offer. So for more information on that, you can get everything in the description below. But thank you to everybody that's supporting the channel and continues to do so, including our sponsors, Action Coach Sheffield, and also VMB Auto Centres. We're also working very closely with Normal People Fitness Club on our Ramblers fitness journey. A huge collective loss currently, from what I understand. I need to touch base with Steve because we're looking at potentially letting one or two others on that tried to get in initially, and there weren't enough spaces left. Well, because of the success of the program, there's a chance we can add a couple more to it. So watch this space for that. But we're here to talk all things Sheffield United tonight. Loads gone off today. Fixture lists are released. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. There are loads of other bits that I know you want to get into as well. So we'll get into that. But first, what do you think to the fixtures? And I think they're quite favourable, to be honest. Listen, we're going to play every team twice. We're going home and away. You've got to play everybody at some stage. And there were a bit of debate in Ramblers chat earlier today. Well, some would rather have a big hitter early doors out at way when everybody's still trying to get greased up and knowing where they are. I was more, give us a middling, mid-table. And Roy rightly said there's no easy teams in Championship, but somebody that we can have a chance of getting 3 points against. I wanted somebody like a Plymouth or a Preston. Well, turns out we've got Preston at home, haven't we? So we've got Preston away, sorry. Preston away is our first game. And I know that's only small on screen. You might not be able to see it very well. But I'm sure you've all seen these fixtures anyway. This is just taken from the Sheffield United Instagram page. We are the first game. We are the first game of the football season. As far as I'm aware, unless League One or League Two kicks off earlier that week, which it doesn't normally happen, we will be playing Preston under the lights at Bramall Lane, 8 o'clock kickoff on Sky. And you know what your boy will be doing, don't you? We'll be doing our watch-along for that. So come and join us, keep it Ramble for the watch-along for the first game of the season in the entire Football League. Really excited about that. That's surely, and look, an away game, you never know what's going to happen, do you? And we don't, historically at Deepdale, it's gone a few different ways for us, hasn't it? And I buy into that, there being certain grounds and certain teams that you don't always work well for you with. But surely that's a good enough start to wipe that 2-point deficit, which, you know, we quickly forget about, don't we? But 2-point deficit that we need to wipe off already. That's a good enough start for me. So then we got first home game. That's QPR. Another favourable fixture, you have to say, at home. A team that you'd expect to be mid-table, maybe pushing for playoffs this time. They turned a corner under, is it Cifuentes, the manager? I thought he did a decent job when he came into QPR this season. They've still got some good players, but will Chair still be there? Will Willock still be there? Who knows? I think Willock's out of contract this season, isn't it? It might be something that we have a look at in our midfielders video coming up. So we shall see. Who else have we got? We've got Norwich then at Carrow Road and Watford at home, and that rounds out August. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad for a start. September also looks pretty good with Hull away. Tricky fixture. I don't know what they were doing sacking Liam Rossini. It's another unknown quantity, isn't it, with this foreign lad coming in. So who knows? They're always willing to spend a bit of money now at this stage of Hull. So got some decent players. I read today that Philogene had been linked with Barcelona. Unbelievable. But yeah, Hull away, tricky but doable. Derby at home and Portsmouth away. You've got to fancy us getting a decent haul of points from these games. Even first game in October, Swansea at Bramall Lane, and then it gets a little bit tricky for me. October becomes the tough month straight out of the gate because we've had a reasonable start, if you ask me, and then it's Luton at Bramall Lane, who will not be easy, as we know. And then it's them, Leeds away. Tough fixture, no two ways about it. Borough away. This is all in space of a week. Leeds, Borough, and then Stoke at home. That is a tough run. Stoke are spending some money as well. They just bought Victor Johansson, as we know. Middlesbrough always tough at this level. Tricky October, sorry. November. Oh, wait up. I've jumped to the gun a little bit there. November. Blackburn away at Ewood Park. I don't mind that. Some back-to-back away games here with Bristol City away as well. You'd expect us, we won't go there and expect to get beat, to be honest. You've got to look at I think Blackburn will be weaker this year because they've had another season where they've not got promoted. Bristol City are one of the perennial championship teams. Sometimes go well, sometimes they're average, sometimes are poor. You never really know what you're going to get, but we won't turn up to either ground and expect to get beat. I don't want to talk about the next game, which is them lot at home, dreading it, absolutely dreading it. And if you're one of these that enjoys it, I think you're sick. I think you need serious help because that is an absolute nightmare of a fixture. Because unless we win, the pressure is too high to win. So anyway, it's not one for me. Coventry away follows that on 23rd of November. And then we welcome Oxford to Bramall Lane in a game that you've got to fancy us in. What I wouldn't have wanted, and I said this in comments earlier, I wanted a newly promoted side straight out of the gate in the first 2 or 3 games because they're still bouncing from that momentum. And I think leaving it this long, it allows time for the air to go out of the tyres a little bit, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. And they're not to be as strong coming into this season. Then it's Sunderland at home to finish November on the 30th of November. We then move on into December and we play West Brom at the Hawthorns and we go to the Den straight after that. Tricky away fixtures, tricky championship away fixtures. Would you take a draw at both of them? Even now at this early stage, maybe so, because they're tough grounds to go to those, both of them. And then you'd be expecting us to put that right at Plymouth at home on 14th of December. We then go to Cardiff on 21st, just before Christmas. And then after our Yuletide festivities, we're at home. Boxing Day, we're at home, which is bad news for me. Because if I can never go to home games on Boxing Day. It's written into marriage license. Yeah, I just can't do it about it, I'm afraid. But yeah, Burnley, what an absolute banger of a game that's going to be. Burnley at home on Boxing Day, followed by West Brom at home on the 29th, which I will definitely be at. And then we're on to New Year's Day. New Year's Day in January, Sunderland away at the Stadium of Light. We will have you covered with a watch-along. Of course we will. Watford at Vicarage Road on Saturday the 4th. We will have you covered with a watch-along. And then we welcome Norwich. We're not back at Bramall Lane from 29th of December, West Brom. We're not back at Bramall Lane until Saturday 18th of Jan when we welcome Norwich. Then got Swansea away on a Tuesday night. What an absolute nightmare for them loyal away supporters. You're going to have to take at least half day off, aren't you, to go to that one. And then it's Hull at home to finish out January. We then we're into some more favourable fixtures already, aren't we? Watford, Norwich, Swansea, Hull. That continues. Derby at Pride Park, Portsmouth at Bramall Lane, Middlesbrough at Bramall Lane. You've got to fancy us at home against Middlesbrough. Surely another season in Championship for them. Less finance. They can't be throwing as much money at it. Then we go to Kenilworth Road, end of Feb. And then Leeds come to Bramall Lane in what will undoubtedly be a very loud, raucous atmosphere. One that I'm looking forward to, if I'm honest. But again, it's a little bit like the Wendy's fixture. I don't like them because the stakes are too high for me personally. On to March then. And we go to QPR on the first Saturday in March, March the 1st, before welcoming Preston at home at Bramall Lane. Another nice, tidy little trio of fixtures, these, because we're going to Bristol City come to Bramall Lane as well on the Wednesday. And then that Saturday, we make the short trip. Just outside the city to South Barnsley. We'll move on from that because I cannot abide them lot. As I know a lot of us at same hate those fixtures. And then with Coventry to finish March. Coventry at home on the 29th of March. Tough team, Coventry, to play, but at home you've got to fancy us. Then into April, Saturday 5th of April, we go to the Kassam Stadium at Oxford. Good day out for all, I'm sure. Tuesday 8th of April, it's Millwall who come to Bramall Lane. Again, you've got to fancy us at home. I'd want us to be confident going down to Plymouth as well. Saturday 12th, if we're going to be promotion contenders, those are the games we've got to go and take 3 points at. No offence to Plymouth. Same when Cardiff come to Bramall Lane and wanting us to beat them there. I think that's more than doable. Would you take a point at Turf Moor? I think that's more than reasonable. Although, if it's Craig Bellamy or Scott Parker that's going to take over, then are they going to be near the top end of the league? Who knows? Who knows? And then Stoke is our last away game of the season on Saturday, 26th of April, because we finish the season at home to Blackburn. And let's hope we finish there, because I don't want to be dealing with a playoff campaign. And I want to know your thoughts on our fixture list. I think it's quite kind, to be honest. And when you look at it, I was looking at the teams beforehand, and I'm thinking, there's some tough teams in here. And it's going to be tougher than I thought. And then I've looked at it again when the fixtures have come out, and I'm thinking, yeah, I can see us getting something there. See that, and look, we are miles off it in terms of the squad build. I understand that. We have to get our own house in order before we can talk about picking up any results or anything like that. Completely understand all that. And we can get into that as well, because there's a few things Blades related that we need to talk on in terms of movement. The first one doesn't directly involve us, but I want to know your thoughts as well on Skilliman, the main boy, the best player I've ever seen in a Blades shirt, Iliman Ndiaye, looks like he's on the move to Everton. Now, it's caused a bit of a split opinion, this, because certainly in our group, there's been a lot of balls to him. He left us. He left us in the lurch. He agreed to sign a deal, and then he changed the goalposts. There's others that are more understanding in terms of it's his hometown club. I can understand it. They put a lot of pressure on him. They leveraged a lot of things to get the move through, which hasn't necessarily been overtly talked about. So he was under a lot of pressure to make that move happen, and his family were under a lot of pressure for that move to happen. Either way, he went to Marseille, his boyhood club, and I didn't begrudge him that. It's such a shame that we didn't get to see him in the Premier League for Sheffield United. Obviously, I don't mind Everton as a club. I quite like Everton because of my family connections to the club. My dad worked there for a long time, as a lot of you will know. So we've always had a bit of an affinity to Everton, despite the mixed history with the Blades. So I'm pleased for Iliman, personally. That's the way I am. It gave us a lot of good memories in a Sheffield United shirt. And those players that make me smile when I think about them in a Bramall in a Sheffield United shirt, I tend to want the best for them. And you're not wrong for feeling hurt by the way he left, or even if he's forget him. He's not a blade. He left us in a difficult circumstance. That's absolutely fine to think that too. But just my personal opinion, I wish him the best, but it still doesn't help when you see images like this of him in a different kit of a team that, and as you can see there at the top, Fabrizio Romano is the one that's leading on the reporting. He will be a superb player for Everton. I've no doubt about it. And yeah, rumoured that they're getting him for around 18.5 million plus add-ons, which will mean that Sheffield United don't get anything out of the deal, really. We got matching rights on the deal, which means we could match the offer of any club that came in. Realistically, what that meant to us was we'd know exactly what deal was going through, so we couldn't be done on any sort of add-ons or anything like that we were due. But any profit we were to make on the deal would have been from the profit of what Marseille paid us. So whatever profit Marseille made on Iliman, then Sheffield United will get a portion of that. Well, Marseille aren't making a profit on him. They're selling him at a loss, which is a huge shame. So we move on now to current Sheffield United rumours. And I've seen it everywhere now. I've seen it everywhere. And I want it on record that I wasn't the first to disclose this. So I'm just pulling together reports from other people at this stage, even though I believe there's a lot of legs in it. Sam McCallum of Norwich is said to have agreed terms with Sheffield United, and we're just waiting on the expiry of his contract on the 30th of June. So he will sign on the 1st of July, apparently. Left back from Norwich. He was the one that knocked the Greek left back that they paid 5 to 6 million quid for, Giannos Papadopoulos, whatever he's called, left back. He came into the Norwich side for him. I don't know why they've released him, in all honesty. He's a young kid, 23, 24. We talked about him in our defenders prep video, who we'd have on the list in terms of potential free signings. And I think he's a really solid pickup, to be honest. I've watched a couple of breakdowns. J Football's done something on him. Riley has done some bits on him as well. Looks to me, just from the breakdowns, is he's an attack-minded fullback. And some of his deficiencies are defensive, which makes you wonder, have we signed Max Lowe 2.0? But look, obviously he's been sought after. It said in one of the articles that were circulated that previously Leeds and Liverpool have been linked to him in years gone by. So a solid pickup on a free transfer will be on a championship wage. If it's an upgrade to what we've got or what we've not got currently. And I don't think it's a bad deal, personally, particularly if he's not going to be our starting left wing back, and we'll come to that in a minute. So the other rumoured free transfer, I haven't confirmed anything, is I just need to make sure that people know it's not me that's spilling this. Jamie Shackleton. Now, underwhelming, I would accept. I would accept that it's an underwhelming signing if it comes off. Leeds utility man. Again, I think he's only around 20. Is he 25? 20? He might even be a bit younger. He's a utility man, as I've said. I think he's essentially he's a centre midfielder, or he wants to be a centre midfielder, but can be utilised on the right-hand side, has been used at right back quite a bit. So, to me, I believe he's a younger Ben Osborne, probably a little bit cheaper, average championship utility man for me. So a little bit underwhelming, but we have got to build a squad out here. And if it's or would you rather have? Would you rather have a youngster coming through that's not quite ready, that we might thrust into the thick of it, makes a big mistake on a big stage? Or would you rather have somebody who's got a lot of championship minutes under his belt, spent time on loan at Millwall last year, I believe? So I think it's more a sensible signing than it is a wow signing. Can play in several positions, good to have in the squad. I don't mind it. I'm not blown away by it, but I don't mind it. The one that we need to talk about is, well, it came from this. this tweet here. The Bladesman, who is a fantastic aggregator for the Blades, which means he pulls all news in from everywhere, all different sources around Sheffield United. I know from following Alan Swan, because he is he's close to Peterborough as a club. He's equivalent, if you like, of Nath Emmingham, because I've seen him I follow Peterborough quite closely. They've got some really strong young players. I've seen Ronnie Edwards has been linked, I think, to Southampton today, but they've got some good young players, as we've all known for a long time. Darren McAntony, one of the more outspoken chairmen, and Alan Swan's got a direct line into Darren McAntony. So according to an impeccable source that I would hazard a guess, and this is only a guess, would be Darren McAntony, Harrison Burrows has passed a medical at Sheffield United on Friday, and lucrative personal terms were agreed. United have agreed a fee with Peterborough, and the clubs are now negotiating the payment schedule. Harrison Burrows, who we've talked about previously, again, didn't talk about him too soon, because I think sometimes I'm always wary not to throw names out there, particularly if I've got an idea that we are linked and I think could be popular. You never want to do anything that will jeopardise any sort of move that Sheffield United are making, because it's counterproductive and it's not worth getting in front of everybody just to get the news out if it actually scuppers a deal, or it sort of throws a bit of a spanner in the works, or it ruins a relationship with somebody that you're close with, to get these sort of sources and news. So from what I understand from Alan Swan and others, we are very close, but it's not a done deal by any means. So it's no secret that Harrison Burrows is a player that we like. I think a lot of us like him. If we get Sam McCallum and Harrison Burrows, we've already got Reece Norrington-Davis. You've got to think that is left wing back, signed, sealed, delivered, done. And you've also got to think, if we are signing Harrison Burrows for a lucrative personal terms agreed, and agreeing a fee with Peterborough for their captain, who is 22-year-old, and how many? I won't have it now because I think I've knocked them off, but several goal involvements, let's just say, for them last season. It's an unbelievable signing for us, but it's got to push you towards believing the takeover can't be far away, can it? Unbelievable for us. And look, I've set this up for our Ramblers. If our Ramblers want to jump in as part of the new streamlining of the Ramblers Patreon offer, they can jump on to this. I've just posted a link into the chat. They can jump in to have a chat with me about any of those subjects that we've talked about. Nobody has to either, because we've got plenty of comments to get on with. So let's have a little look and see where we are. JC started us off saying 9th of November is the one to look out for. It's similar to the 91-92 season, he says. And we're at Hillsborough in March, as we've talked about. Ollie says, sorry, he can't call in tonight. He's away for 2 weeks in Greece, trying to get Baldock back. Fair dues, pal. Hope you have a good time. Enjoy your holidays. Typical Wednesday, says Danny. On my match on my birthday. Got a feeling they're going to change it to the Friday night or to a Sunday dinner time kickoff, as they'll want to put it on TV. Defo not going to be on the Saturday, Jimmy. Yeah, I agree. I think there's always the caveat on the fixtures are subject to change. There may well be a lot of that. I understand that. Apparently, we've requested to be away on the first match. Yes, we have, Lucas. We requested to be away. Danny All's reported this, and it's due to wanting the extra time, which will obviously be a week, to make sure the hotel's ready for the first home game. So interesting that's hopefully timescales on that. Do you think we'll get both Liam and Harrison? I've seen Liam Miller being linked. I haven't got any confirmation as to whether that's a solid link or not. Nobody's mentioned that name to me directly. Good player, like him. But the one thing I would say with Liam Miller is, look, you'll pick him up, particularly if we can get him on a decent deal from Basel. A good young player, he might be able to play in the 10 for us. But he looks, I think, did he were you upset with Preston because he wanted to play like a left wing role? It looks to me with the signings we're making that we're sticking with 3 at the back and we're sticking with the wing backs. He played at left wing back at times for Preston, but didn't enjoy it from all the reports that I read on Liam Miller. So does he fit into this system if that's what we're sticking with? I'm not saying we can't be fluid as a team. I think we need to be more fluid as a team in terms of going forward and adapting mid-game. I'm not saying we have to change our style for anybody else, but if something's not working, can we go to a 4 at the back and maybe put a couple of wingers on? Don't know. So Liam Miller, I'm not sure of, pal, to be honest, but I certainly think we can get young Burrows. Requested the first match away, so the hotel work is finished, says Ian. That's absolutely right, pal. Tom Leaks, good evening, pal. 5 decent games to start. I'd take 3 wins and 2 draws at worst. Maybe 4 wins and a draw. That's on paper, but like Mr. Brian Clough said, the game is played on grass, not paper. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Yeah, absolutely right. I'd look at the first 8 and say they're winnable games. Am I expecting 24 points? Am I? Heck? Because it don't work like that, does it? I'd be happy at this stage going to Leeds and getting a draw, but we could go to Leeds and win. Also, the one thing we're not thinking about when we're predicting things like this, we're probably thinking about us being a relegated Premier League club, and historically those sort of teams have done well coming down to the Championship, but we have not got a proper squad together yet. There's still a lot of work to do in a very short window of time to get a squad together, to get a squad gelled together, playing in a certain way. So much work to do. Get this squad assembled accordingly, and there's no one to fear in this league, says Dino. Up the Blades. Love that. Oh, information. Just breaking news on the Ramble. And that is, Ben Osborne to Derby County. I get it. I don't mind it. My phone's decided to not pull the news through in a timely fashion. Let's see if I can get it on here. Here we go. Bladesmen are reporting Derby County is set to sign Ben Osborne when his contract at Sheffield United expires at the end of the month. Ozzy, who also has interest from Watford, could have stayed at Sheffield United if the potential takeover was completed sooner. That's from Alan Nixon. That's where Bladesman's reported it from. So I always think there's a little meddling with Nixon. He always likes to stir the pot a little bit. Darren Smith saying, Ben Osborne to his boyhood club, Derby. Good move for him. Never rated him as a player, but could never fault his effort or willingness to do a job out of position. I hope he does well, but glad he's gone. Sorry, Ben. Darren never held back on his opinions of Ozzy, and that's fair. But I think Alan Nixon is a wind-up merchant sometimes. If the takeover goes through, I'm convinced Ozzy probably doesn't get a deal, because I think we're looking at higher caliber players, and that's no offense to Ozzy. I don't mean that in a negative sense at all. I think Wilder maybe wanted to keep him if we were sticking to the old numbers, but you can't roll a player over on what's nearly a Premier League wage, particularly if you're not going to consider him a starter. So from my understanding, we were trying to renegotiate with Ozzy rather than extend him. But his wage has got to justify his position in the squad for me. So fair play to him. If he's going to get first team minutes at Derby, all the best to him. He's been a good servant to us. They'll switch to Wendy fixture. I hope it's a Friday night if they do it. Yeah, maybe so, Craig. Maybe they will. Can't honestly get excited about the fixtures till we get a few players in, says Bean. Glad we're not playing them lot for a while, as I think if we were playing them early, they'd beat us. It's awful, isn't it? Awful to think. Bean says, how much faith do you have on a scale from 1 to 10 that fans will be happy with the squad come the start of the season? I'm honestly a 2 to 3. The fact we're taking an age to sign a free agent left back is a worry. I think it's coming to crunch time, and I've put this in the sort of breakdown on Twitter when I was sort of letting people know that we're going live. Crunch time is, well, are we going to re-sign McBurney? Are we going to re-sign Egan? Because their contracts run out in 4 days. 4 days. If rumours are to be believed about Chris Wilder, and I think some people have corroborated this, he's now on a monthly deal. which were dropped on him last minute. Is he really going to sign another month-to-month contract, or is he going to want clarity on his own future? So I think in the next few days, everything becomes a lot clearer for us as a club, as a fan base, because we're going to have to go one way or the other. And I think if signings like Burrows are anything to go by, we're on a huge upward trajectory. If it were just going to be Shackleton and players of that ilk, I'm not so sure we'd be as confident. For me, that ties it up that Shackleton is essentially a younger version of Ozzy, a utility man that will be a lot cheaper than Ben Osborne, that can play a little bit of everywhere, jack of all trades, master of none. And Ozzy's going to be the one sacrificed. Most important transfer window, and we've signed no one, says Jack. I see another poor season. My anxiety's through the roof this transfer window, even more so now the fixtures are out. But apparently Burrows is a done deal. Well, there you go, Jack. That should give you a little bit of confidence if that's what you're hearing. Hope these recent rumours are a sign of things starting to ramp up. They are, CJ. Don't worry, pal. Things will start moving now. They have to do. We've no choice. We've absolutely no choice in the matter. Bean says, do you know if Wilder said anything interesting at the meeting thing today? Surely he's agitated with what's going on. Do you know, I only found out about that when Jamie posted it in our chat yesterday. And obviously I work. I was working today, so I wasn't able to. It was too short notice for me to get there. So I don't know what's been said. And if anybody's happy to share that, then please do. Sounds good. Yeah, this is when we were doing a sound checks, wasn't it, at the beginning? Thank you, everybody that's commented on that. Hope you're feeling better today, pal. Up the blades, up the ramble. Danny says, is it a phone in today, Jimmy? It is. We're trialing just a Ramblers as part of the Ramblers offering their support to us. We're going to try and keep it exclusive to Ramblers for certain phone-ins, because I think it also matters in terms of giving them a voice as well, and if they're confident to do so. And speaking of which, we're now joined by Gaz. How's it going, pal?
I'm good, Jimmy. How are you?
Yes, very well, mate. Listen, is this dedication or commitment to the Ramble or what? Can you tell everybody where you are, please?
Yeah, currently on holiday in Turkey.
Unbelievable. And you're spending your time talking to me about Sheffield United. That is super fan status, I have to say. Brilliant, mate. Thank you.
It's like because the wife's at the bar.
So I would have got you for 2 minutes then. That's fine.
You've not seen a drink,
mate? What do you want to do? You want to talk about fixtures? Do you want to talk about takeover transfers? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah. So a bit of fixtures first, Jimmy. So everyone's looking at the start. I'll be honest, I've been looking at the end a little bit more. I think once we get going to the start out of the way and the Coventry game, I think the Coventry game will be a hard game anyway. I think after that, you look at our last ones. I'm just counting them now. 6 or 7 games. The only one that I think is struggling there is Burnley. At the end of April, and then we've got Stoke away, and then at least we finish at home against Blackburn, and they're the games that matter. They're the games where tides will turn loads at the end of the season. And my honest opinion, I think we've got a good run in, and if we're there or thereabouts, I back us. I really do. Especially, I think we've got a chance. I'm always the optimist anyway.
Let's just have a look at this. So, April, we've got Oxford, Millwall, Plymouth away. You're right, You're right. Stoke are tough. Stoke away will be tough.
Yeah, Stoke are always tough away, aren't they?
There were a certain promotion season where we went to Stoke away, though, weren't there? And it were a good time. So,
yeah,
maybe,
fingers crossed again. Fingers crossed again. Honestly, honestly, if we're there and thereabouts at the end of the season, come them last 5, 6, 7 games, I would back us with them fixtures. I really would. I've not looked at Burnley or anyone or Luton or anyone else's fixtures just yet myself. But looking at that, I think we've got a good chance.
I'm not bothered about them. I'm not bothered about anybody else's fixtures. It's about what we do, isn't it? Well, I say that now, and then I come end of the season, I'll be like, so Leeds have got to play Burnley, and so I've got to play them. So we'll all be doing it, won't we? But
yeah, I'm gutted because I'm going to be away for both of the derbies as well, which I'm a bit gutted about.
Are you one of them sickos that enjoys them?
I enjoy the build-up. I don't enjoy the game.
Enjoy anything about them. don't enjoy anything. I'd gladly never play him again.
I love the banter leading up to it. I like that bit of it. I don't enjoy the game because I'm too tense, because I know if we lose, we're just going to get pelters till the next game. And obviously, if we win, we enjoy it afterwards. But if you lose,
that's true. That's very true.
This is going to be a bit controversial. I don't know what's worse, losing to Wednesday or losing at Wembley when you're there as a United fan. I don't know what's worse.
Well, we've lost more at Wembley, haven't we? Let's be right.
We have, that is true. But honestly, I've never seen United win at Wembley. But when you lose to Wednesday, I think that feeling's quite just as deep, you know.
Oh no, mate. I know. I hate them games, I must say. I'm really not a fan. Yeah. So, what do you think to some of the transfer rumours that we've been linked with? You happy with those?
Yeah, I'm happy with every. Like you said earlier, it sews up that left back and that left wing back position. I think, let's be honest, last season that was a real trouble area for us from minute one. So I think to tie that up, another controversial one. We need to tie McBurney down. I know everyone won't agree with me, but he's proven at championship level. At the moment, we've got no one.
There'll be people that agree with you, mate. There'll be plenty of people that agree with you. McBurney.
Yeah, don't tell your dad, yeah?
No. He'll be watching, mate. He'll be watching. He'll be. What is that? I respected that guy. Look at him now.
But yeah, he's just proven at championship level. If he stayed, and this is the big thing though, and this is the bit I get that people don't trust about McBurney is it's keeping him fit. But if we sort our backroom team out with our doctors, our physios, and things like that, and can keep him fit, he will bang us in 15 goals this season, and he will because he's like I say, he's proven it. He's proven, and that could be the making or breaking of us getting up there.
I'm sure your mood, being on holiday in Turkey, mate, I'm sure your mood didn't need lifting, but I've not been too cracking over the last couple of days. And these fixtures coming out today, and I sort of half had an idea to do this. It's really sort of got me excited again. And I ain't been excited about Sheffield United for a long time because it took a lot out of me last season. And like a lot of fans, it's hard to keep going and stay. You know, it was great having Ramble because it kept me accountable and it kept me having to come back and talk about them and keep me in that sort of vibe of following United. But these fixtures coming out today and knowing that we've got a fresh, clean slate coming up, it feels like it's a complete recharge, a reset for the whole club. I'm really excited now for next season, and it feels like it's not far away. Just see
I agree with you.
Unreal.
It is. It just gets your adrenaline going. It gets your excitement going again.
Yeah, it does.
Because you know it's coming. What are we, 5 weeks out? And the season starts. It comes around so quick. I can't wait, mate. I really can't wait for the season to start.
Just put all 7 players out. I don't care. That'll do. We'll turn out like that and see how we
go. Just put the under-21s out. So we might do all right.
Yeah, we might do, mate. Listen, get back to Mrs. Dunn with the bar. I don't want you getting bothered for talking to me, mate. But thank you so much for calling in tonight, mate. And I hope you're having a fantastic time. And we'll catch up when you're back.
Mate. Yeah, definitely doing. I love the studio, by the way. It's the first time I've seen it being away. It looks gleaming, mate. Have I just lost you, Jimmy? Oh, looks like we lost him.
I'm back. Did you keep the stream going?
Yeah, was that me or you? I was like, Jimmy, you there, mate?
I don't know, mate. Who knows?
Dramas, mate.
But yeah, sorry, mate. I didn't cut you off there, did I? Were anything you wanted to say?
No. I was just saying it's great to see the studio on that, mate. I've been away on that, so I ain't seen it. And it's been good following from abroad while I've been away, mate. So
it's unreal, have a good one, mate. Yeah. Unreal. All thanks to the Ramblers as well. Very much appreciated, pal. And we'll catch up when you're back. All right.
100%, pal. Take care of yourself.
All the Ramble too. Enjoy the weather. See you in a bit. Cheers, Gaz. And yes, I am delighted to see another Rambler in the chat. Right, how's it going, pal?
Good evening, how are we?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Buzzing. I feel I'm energized from these fixture results released today.
It's brilliant to see you, pal. It's brilliant to see you. How are you feeling about seeing these fixtures?
I'm buzzing. It's brought a little bit after the last couple of weeks of Euros we've had a disappointment and that. It's sort of regurgitated everything for next season. I'm happy to see Sheffield Wednesday a bit later on, I'll be honest. Because I was panicking thinking if we played them in first sort of 5 to 10 games with squad not quite gelling yet, I feared the worst. But I feel seeing that nearer Christmas, that makes me feel a little bit better. I lost you.
We are having a nightmare here. We're having a nightmare. But listen, I don't know what's. Yeah, it's Turkish Wi-Fi. It's Turkish Wi-Fi. You know when I said there's still things to work on in here, I'm right. If it goes down again, we're calling it. Massive apologies to Rai for not being able to take his call properly. If he wants to call back, then we'll try and get him on. That is. Oh, he's here. He's here, his lad. Right, so sorry.
I don't know what happened. Was that me or you?
More than likely me, mate, because my internet's been playing up all day. Somebody's going to get a blue phone call tomorrow. So, but leave that to me. That's fine. Sorry, mate. You were saying you're really excited about fixtures coming out. As am I, mate. It's completely changed my whole mood, to be honest.
Yeah, I am. And the Harrison Burrows news, that's promising. I don't think it can give us any hope that the takeover's close personally, though, seeing as they've spread the payments over 4 years, mine. But, I just think...
Do you think?
I just think... I think maybe that's a deal we'd have done regardless of the takeover. If we can stretch it over 4 seasons like that, it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh.
Are you still there?
I think... personally, I don't think we'd have gone in for two. Personally, I don't think we'd have gone in for 2 left wing backs. I'll tell you what.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. You can hear me. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I think
right, so it might be a bit of yours as well.
Regarding the fixtures, I'm buzzing that they're out. It's brought it back to life a little bit. I'm glad to see Wednesday nearer Christmas because I was a little bit worried, I'll be honest, with Wednesday being the first sort of 5 or 6, 7 games. We're not having a squad assembled yet. If they've got a chance to be, it's going to be when we're trying to get them all gelling. So at least we can have a little bit of time. Iliman, fair play to lad. I've seen a lot of people in group chat like, end of the day, it's that chapter's done. He wouldn't. Let's be right. We all know deep down he was never going to come back to us. We know it. We were all just dreaming, weren't we? So
I'll be
honest.
Nice to dream, though.
Yeah. And I'd have loved to have seen him back, but it was never going to happen. And I mean, personally, I've got 3 very good friends who are season ticket holders at Everton. So for me, he couldn't have gone to a better Premier League team because I'll be able to still go and watch him with friends. So, I mean, you can't fault it, can you? Everton, I know they've made the mistakes and stuff, but you know what? They're a good club, aren't they? They've got good fans, you know. So I can't blame him. You can't blame the lad it's a good move for him in the end of the day.
I think so.
But hopefully, get these Euros out of the way. Sooner they're over with, the better.
I think so, pal.
Let's get back to Ramble
right.
later.
Thank you so much for calling, mate. I'm going to let you go. Just in. Too right, pal.
No worries. Take care, mate. I can hardly hear you, but
Too right. Ramble. Great call. Sorry, it's been a bit clunky with Wi-Fi.
Love all the Ramblers.
I'll
Keep
catch
up
with
the
you soon, pal. Thanks for calling
Brilliant.
in. Cheers, buddy. See you soon.
See you soon.
Right. Thank you to Rai for calling it. Very much appreciated. And I'm hoping, and I don't mean anything against any of the other, but I'm hoping it's because we had callers that it's disrupted my signal. And I don't know why that is. I need to get this sorted out. But leave that with me. I will get that sorted. And if we lose connection again, then we'll go. Just give us a little nod as to whether you can hear me okay now, and we'll carry on. If not, we'll call it. Right. Where were we in the comments? Let's have a little look. So we'll jump into where I think we were roughly. Thoughts on the formation based on rumour mill of signings? Could do a 3-4-3 be on the card? Could a 3-4-3 be on the cards? Yes, it could. It could. Great Bants. I know we were just talking about Liam Miller there, not really fitting the system, but we could still go 3 at the back. Harrison Burrows on the left of a 4-man midfield, if you like, and then Miller the left of a forward line. So that could happen. That could happen. Can't rule it out completely. Up the Blades, up the Ramble fitness program, down with Jimmy's BMI. Yes, mate. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, Preston away. Close one for me. Yes, says Ray. Nice one, pal. Nice one. Finally caught alive. Hoping all is well, Jimmy. Flame Rider, I'm so sorry. It's not always like this. I promise. We'll make sure the connection is. We'll get it sorted. Teething problems. That's all it is. Bang goes the 3 p.m. kickoff. Now get some players in. For God's sake, says Chris. Absolutely. We need to get a wriggle on with that, don't we? Got a good August, decent September, but a difficult October. Yeah, that's right. In the fixture list, says Danny Boy. We can gain some points on the board by October and hopefully get some momentum going into October against a few top teams. I like that. I agree. Not bothered about any fixtures, says John. Got to play everybody in league anyway at some stage. What's going on with this flipping takeover? Well, that takeovers in my style because I get accused of clickbaiting. So I would assume, and that's all it is on this. I assume, and I know that Rice said different. He thought we'd have signed £3 million-ish. Do you know what? Do you know what we're going to have to do? I'm going to have to call it early, Anna, unfortunately, because of this Wi-Fi thing. So I'm going to apologise to everybody whose comments I've not got to yet, but I don't want to keep carrying you on and keeping you getting frustrated while watching. As frustrated as I am trying to talk about it, I'm so excited to talk about it as well. So I'm really frustrated with this. It's been doing it all day throughout the house as well. So it's not necessarily just a studio thing. I have to mention Roy Baxter. Roy Baxter, thank you so much, pal, because you have just sent us a huge, huge super chat saying, "Right, excited about the new season, but until we have a team on the pitch, we've no idea how we'll do. Great channel, Jim. Keep up the good work. Like and subscribe." Thank you, pal. That is very kind, and you don't have to do that. Very much appreciate it. We'll go a few more. Do I dare risk it? Because I don't want to drop out on you again. Okay, let's fly through, see what we can get. But I'm doing it for you, Roy. I'm doing it for you. 3 teams kicking off on Friday night. Barnsley's one of them. So yeah, I don't care about that. I know what you're saying though. You're answering my question as to whether we're the first team in EFL, and we're not. Clearly, with it, one of 3. I thought he said Everton was the only team he wanted to join, the bottom 6. Yeah, he did, Stu. That were a weird comment, weren't it? The Senegalese snake, says Chris, he's dead to me. Scott says Iliman joins his home club to play for them in the Champions League. Fast forward 12 months and 0 European football, so he's bounced as there's no appeal in League One. Jimmy, what's happening with the takeover? Is it going to happen for us at the Lane? I think it is, Eamon. I think it's going to happen. That's an educated guess, you could probably say. Rhodesy, good evening, pal. Just in Cardiff, we'll be seeing the legend that lives, Paul Heaton, shortly. Brilliant. We'll catch up straight after while chilling in the hotel. You'll have to spin forward to get to this bit, mate. Get through some black screens because my signal's been shocking. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Love to all your sexy bleeders. Wow. Okay, thanks. We signed anybody yet, Jimmy? No, but it's coming. It's coming. Max Lowe couldn't stay fit, let alone defend or attack. There's only one way to beat them. Get round the back. Aussie to Derby. Yep, saw that, Bill. What about Miller? Nothing official yet, Stu. Southgate's clueless, by the way. Completely agree. Aussie going to Derby. Nixon's just tweeted. Yeah, saw that. Still don't believe there's a takeover, says Chris. Not seeing a shred of proof that there ever was one. Smoke and mirrors. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, Chris. But listen, you may be the one laughing at the end of the day. You may be the one laughing. Hi, Jimmy. Good early fixtures, but we need a squad. But can we do it? Up the Ramble? Of course we can do it. Loved Ozzy's work rate and his passion, but he honestly lacked quality. He never gave less than 100% for the shirt, and I love that. Good luck, Ozzy. Well said, Chris. We need better players, not triers, but if he has gone, thanks for trying, Ozzy. That's right. Pay the internet bill, Jimmy. That might be a problem. Turkish Wi-Fi. I think I've already pulled that one up before, haven't I? Oh, dearie me. It didn't freeze with me. Gob open, did it? Oh, my God. I hope we get Miller. Just need a couple of centre-backs left side sorted. Yeah, that's the left side sorted. Would you not say Jack Robinson and Austin Trusty? I'm not saying I think there's it, but I think a few people will. Koulibaly, Traore, Slimani, Jefferson, McBurney needs to sign. Right. Nice one, Gaz. Thank you, pal. We have a sell-on with Iliman, only on the profit, pal. Only on the profit. Evening, Jim, says Scott. Late on this evening, just catching up. What have I missed? You've missed me going... fixtures look okay. November looks tough. I think October looks tough as well. Wendy's at the Lane first is good too. Looks like Burrows and McCallum are done. All the Blades up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Change to your 5G, Jimmy. It's better for the interim. I did do that, mate. That's what got me back online when I was talking to you. But thank you for the tip. I'll take any tips I can get. Feels like the toaster video. Just for you, Paul. Just for you. What Paul is referring to is this.
What's happening, Blade? So, I've been threatening to do this for ages, and it's here now.
You don't need any more of that. But yes, the toaster days. We all remember those well. Great support, Roy. Yes, thank you very much, Roy. And yes, Gaz mentions the last thing I was going to touch on. Monty to Spurs as a coach. Great to see. Future Blades manager. He didn't do that well at Hibs, did he? I wondered if he might come back onto the Blades coaching staff. But obviously, that would have been a fair drop for him, wouldn't it, after being a first-team coach. But Eki did it. Eki came into under-23s, didn't he, from Hibs? So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Right. Listen, I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody's comments. I usually like to do that, as you know. But Action Location hasn't given up on Michael Cooper. Me neither, and I never will. But I'm not so sure it's going to happen. Thank you to everybody that's commented, liked, subscribed, everything, we will get this sorted out. Stick with the ramble. Very much appreciated. But for now, come on, you red and white wizards. All the way.